and welcome to yet another MTDCNC video. We are here today at Amada's open house in Kidderminster in the UK, and I'm joined by Gavin to talk about automation on this really impressive machine behind me. So first off, Gavin, thank you so much for your time today.
Welcome.
Now, I'm new to this industry. I know a little bit about sheet fabrication, but you're the expert.
Yeah.
Just explain to me what this machine is, what it does, and who would typically use it.
Okay, so this is a Ventis 3015 AJ. It's a 6 kilowatt machine. So this machine is a sheet metal processing machine. So it will cut standard material thicknesses all the way up to the bigger thicknesses, like your 25 mils, okay? It's got those capabilities because it is a 6 kilowatt machine.
Okay. And who would typically be using this? What kind of industries, what kind of materials, what parts would you be making?
Loads. So industries, you go from food grade to machinery to automotive, different grades of materials from your stainless to your aluminium to your mild steels and beyond.
So really anything,
Anything,
you pretty
yes.
much process anything here. So obviously this is one of your premium machines. It's a very, very capable machine. I'd like to know a little bit more about some of the unique selling points, so that your favorite bits of capability within this machine.
The favourite capability of this machine, which is only for this Ventis machine, is a system called LBC.
Okay.
So LBC is locus beam control, okay?
Right, and what's that?
So imagine a normal laser cutter. Beam comes out the laser, it comes down straight, and the head has to travel everywhere that laser beam travels, okay? With this machine, the locus beam control manipulates those beams with the mirrors and is able to manipulate the beam inside the nozzle itself.
And I guess that is a faster process than the mechanics of moving the actual
Yes.
main machine around.
So you imagine you want to cut some holes, you can get through those holes a lot faster, which will then mean that you get through your sheets faster.
So, okay, so what's the effect of that? What difference does that make in terms of the quality of the parts that you're manufacturing?
Okay, so when you're cutting with a high density beam, you will normally get a bit of dross at the bottom of the material. Now with the technology we have with the locus beam control and how we can manipulate that beam, we have two modes of productivity. We have a productivity mode and a quality mode, okay? Quality mode will give you a better edge finish. Productivity mode cuts faster. There's a little bit of quality, but you get through that material faster. You cut, this is a 6 kilowatt machine, you cut more like an 8 kilowatt machine if you have the productivity mode on.
So in real terms, the benefit of that is you're getting the accuracy and speed of an 8 kilowatt laser, but for the electricity consumption cost,
Yes.
the initial outlay cost of what will be a cheaper 6 kilowatt laser.
Yes.
So there's some financial benefits to be had,
Yes.
but also the benefits here are speed. It increases productivity. So I think you've got a great example here of a part
Yes, so
that's been produced without the LBC capabilities as well, 5 minutes, 18 seconds, down to 2.5 minutes.
Yes.
So that's the effect of that technology.
Yes.
You also mentioned something called flash cut, which I guess is a
Yes.
similar tech.
So with this technology, flash cut is the standard process of keeping the head down and turning the fiber laser on and off very quickly, okay, to produce small holes or normally squares and rectangles, things like that. With this machine, because the beam can be manipulated inside the laser nozzle itself, the head only travels to the center of where that hole should be, and then the beam is flicked around to cut the hole, meaning the head only travels to the holes, beam flicks around, it'll go from 5 minutes and 18 seconds on a part with 571 holes to 2 minutes and 30.
So that's going to make a huge impact in terms of the speed that you're producing parts on the machine,
Yes.
which then necessarily means you've got to feed that machine with stock, with sheet stock, which I guess takes us to the tower that we see behind us.
Yes.
Why have we got this tower? I think I've already given you a bit of a clue there, but in your words,
Yes.
what does this tower mean?
So a tower like this, its main aim is to feed the animal that's cutting. So you've got to keep feeding that machine. To do that, the tower takes control of loading and unloading that machine. If you had a normal operator running a machine, sometimes they will slow the machine down because they're having to go in and out and take parts themselves. The machine does that for us.
Yeah. So it's not just a question of feeding material into the machine, it's way more than that. It's storage, it's
Storage,
huge value.
Yeah, all your main stock of material will stay on the shelf, it's loaded in, it runs, the operator doesn't have to load and unload it himself, the tower does all of that hard work.
Wonderful. Okay, so we've talked about the machine, we've talked about this tower and the effect that has on automation. Is there anything else we can see here that talks specifically about automation?
Yes, so this tower system is also fitted with a TKO part remover system.
Walk me through, what is this? What does it do?
So TK2, it's a part removal system. So it will take the parts from your cut sheets and place them down onto the pallets that you've provided for in front of it.
Okay, and walk me through the key components that we see hanging out of the back of the machine there. You've got a series of suction cups and other technology. What have we got here?
So the head is full of suction cups. This one itself is, we've actually put magnets on that suction cup head. The arms, the red bits you see on the side, they traverse outwards, so you can pick up small parts and large parts. It will pick up to a 12mm sheet, 8 foot by 4 foot wide. Again, such a large sheet. It will pick up thicker, but you have to get enough suction cups on there. It has 2 shelves. You've got the floor and the second shelf. Both load to 260mm when they're in operation together. When you remove the shelf, you can load to the floor a lot higher.
I think you were saying earlier on, little details. I really like the little details in this machine. You've got a stripper plate in here that removes the part from those suction cups and the magnetic cups as well. But it doesn't just bang the part off the magnet.
No. So we've got one just here. This is a 3D printed version of it. You'll see that the arms traverse out. The stripper plate is this bit that we're talking about. So if a part is stuck in the sheet and it knows it's stuck there and it can't get it out, this stripper plate will come down, touch onto the material, and then vibrate. And hopefully that vibration is just enough to wiggle it free, keeping the part attached to the suction cups before it's removed and placed down on the part.
And all without damaging the part.
All without damaging it.
So that's the level of attention to detail that really makes your machines different, I guess.
Yes.
And I have to point to the elephant in the room. 80th Amada? Why the 80th?
So it's the 80th year of Amada Co. So Amada was founded 80 years ago. This year is the 80th year of Amada.
So this is a big year for celebrations, and I think you'll be seeing more content from the MTD team here at Amada in the weeks and months ahead. So look, Gavin, thank you so much for your time today. I've learned an awful lot about all of the machines here at Amada, but specifically this one. So thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.